They say the closer you get to Sylvania, the louder the forests become. I thought they meant the birds. Nah, it ain't birds. Horrible beasts prowling, and things worse than beasts. Always this constant dull shuffling, this scraping of rusty steel and grinding of bone on bone. Couldn't see them, but they were there. Couldn't tell you if there were 100, 1,000 or more. Empire takes things like this seriously, sent for some real firepower. Half a dozen handgunner regiments, cannon crews, rocket batteries, even an outrider detachment. Nuln does not miss a chance to test out their toys, do they? Been hearing for weeks about the dead massing. Mounted gunners were sent to see what we were up against, pick off what they could. Heard one of them saying later they had humans with them. I don't want to believe it, that there were men out there who'd stand with them. Could tell myself it's rubbish, but when those rockets started landing, yeah, human screams, unmistakable. You could feel this rumble, like the bones of the forest were creaking. And from every direction, this sickly glow deep in the trees made the shadows dance around, and every now and then you'd catch an eye of something, long enough to know that this weren't no trick of the light. It was a smart idea to pick this fight in the middle of the night, tell ya. Some ghosts poured out, only a few men when they came, and they didn't stand a chance. A few regiments went to help them out, and they got control back. But then similar thing happened on the other side. A few ghouls and wolves came over the hill. They were stragglers though. Just didn't make sense. It was too calm. Tension was getting to lads a damn sight braver than me. There were a few groups in the forest. Their job to surprise the dead. Catch them in a crossfire when they came down the hill. Glad I wasn't in there with them, because they didn't hit us from the hill. Rocket crews must have got a whiff of something as they started firing into the trees. Bats swarmed out towards the gunners, and fair play to those Nuln boys, they are good at what they do. Rocketeers were hitting them out of the air. Whatever beast got through fell to the handgunners. Some of them got close, mind you, near enough to smell them. Dank fur and old copper. Vile. No sense of relief though when they dropped. Didn't take a genius to work out that this was just a distraction. A few more came down the hill, but the noise kept coming from the forest. Flashing of steel and those eyes. Thousands of them. They expected to see those lads hiding in the woods make a run for it. Brave bastards stayed there. Sigmar knows what they must have seen. Few of them made it out, but doubt they'll ever be right after that. The gunner crews were keeping their cool until the orders came in. They saw the vampire and the captains went into a frenzy. Their big guns, rifle squadrons, outriders. They weren't enough for him. Battered him with everything they had. Ugly bastard shrugs it all off. Didn't flinch. Didn't take his eyes off us. There was a real panic. Could feel it a mile off. I don't know if it was because of him or her. Felt a real chill when she swooped in. Dark Lady of Nuln. She crashes down on that dragon of hers and challenges the vampire. They were surrounded by footmen, his skellies and her boys. Right melee until she lifted that scythe of hers. This big purple ball appeared above her, dragged all light and sound into it, killed everything around them both. Nah, it didn't kill them. It did more. I couldn't hear the screams, but I could feel them right in my gut. Feels like the cure is worse than the disease. There's got to be another way, but maybe that's just how these days are going. Keep hearing everything's getting worse and worse. Chaos, beastmen, Skaven. Maybe we need her if we're going to stand a chance. Makes me sick to think of it. The two of them were locked in. She springs up on her dragon and they weren't fighting with steel no more, but flinging magic. He attacked her with some horrible storm, and she fires back with this beam. Pressure dropped in the air. Only lasted a few seconds, but the power. No chance she learned that in the colleges. That is forbidden knowledge. Folks have been burned at the stake for knowing stuff like this exists. And here she is. It's obscene. By the time it ended, the vampire was on the floor. There were relief, but no cheers. And it didn't stop the dead coming. Another one went for the rocket crews, followed by skellies, shamblers, and some big brutes. Size of ogres and even uglier. Boys in the forest held for a while, but they were just buying time. The undead finished with them and started pouring out the trees. Both sides were getting battered. Cannoneers were left trying to fight off walking corpses with whatever weapons they could find. They weren't dumb, you know, the dead. They knew what to hit. They didn't just throw themselves at the front line. They went in the trees to hide from the cannons. They grouped up, pushed together. They went for the gunners. Or maybe it's not that, Something links them together. I don't know, but I could see what they sent for her. They kept coming until they just stopped. Altogether, their bones and bodies crumbled. Hit the floor like they hadn't been trying to murder us a few seconds ago. No one celebrated. Clearly this ain't the first time this lot have been in this position, and from what I've heard, it won't be the last. They were stopped that night, I'm sure, but they'll rise again. And again. And again. I thought they killed the vamp, the big lad, Vlad, but I heard he was spotted a few nights later. Maybe he can't be killed. If anyone can find a way, though, it's probably her. She's supposedly as loyal as Carl Franz. Say she'll never stop fighting the enemies of the Empire. I pray that's true. She has a change of heart and, well, don't really want to think about that possibility if I'm honest with you. All I know is I do not want to be on the receiving end of her. Not in that way, anyway. Got a feeling this is just the start of things. I couldn't do it. Slipped away just before dawn. Rather be a living coward than a dead hero. Soldier? What, me? No, I just cleaned the cannons. Not even that good at it, just needed a few coins on my travels. Couldn't pay me enough to go deeper into Sylvania with that lot, though. I've got enough to get me to Nuln, and enjoy some peace and quiet for a while. Reckon they'll be liking these stories down the taverns there. Best not say anything about her, though. She's got ears everywhere in that city, I've heard. She hears every whisper, whether it's from the living or the dead. Sigmar, she makes my skin crawl.
And that was the first-hand account of a battle between the Empire led by Elspeth and the Undead by Vlad. If you stuck around till now, cheers for sticking it out. My name is Willis, and this channel is my way of turning my favourite games into little stories. This is part of my Peasant Hiding Behind a Tree and Watching the Battle series, and I have a few more floating around if you want them, as well as some longer narrated campaigns, with an Elspeth one coming out soon if you want to see the larger narrative this battle fits into. So if you want to see more in the future, subscribe to stay in the loop, and I will be back another day with another story.